It's
Oh, Facebook is superior.
Yeah.
They get it as well as anybody. And, whether it's their classifieds, the classified system that they have now is their fourth attempt. The groups system, which is another great network effect, if you look at clusters of network effects within a network effect, Reed's law from 2001 basically explains that the power of these network effects has incredible geometric proportions once you take into account the durability of the clusters within the overall network effect. So clustering is really important, and the groups functionality of Facebook helps them achieve that. That was their fifth attempt at groups because they knew they needed it. They needed to keep reinforcing, and they eventually figured it out. And the way they figured it out was by making groups opt out, meaning I can add you to a group and you have to opt out of it. And that's how they formed and got groups going.
With one small tweak in logic and rule set. It makes me wonder how much of thinking about network effects, thinking in terms of network effects, is thinking about tiny little tweaks and rules, like system rules, like that one you just referenced. How important is that?
It's incredibly important. I mean, look, if you're Comcast, it's not because you just laid in cable and the government told you to do it and that's what the technology did and it's 1978 and now here you are. So that wasn't that clever. But what Facebook has done or what Amazon Marketplace has done, what Google has done in some cases is very clever, very detail oriented. You have to be an artist. You have to really understand psychology. You have to understand language. And so that's why when you look at people like David Marcus or Stan Chudnovsky, who were recruited to Facebook 6 years ago, the willingness that Facebook has to pay for those people is infinite because there's so few of them who can do it, who can combine language with EQ, with IQ, with data, with code. The number of brains that can do that is very small.
That's an insight that I've had as well, too, is just the number of people that are really good at thinking in terms of systems is really, really, really small. It's a very complex way of thinking. So I want to talk about operations for network effects businesses, because one of the aha moments I had thinking about network effects preparing for this was, I think for a lot of people, they might think network effects is a tactic, but it seems to me like it really is much higher level. It's more of a business model and a strategic focus. Would you agree with that? Would you clarify that at all?
It's core to how you think about everything because it drives everything about your business. Once you understand what the core network effects are, it drives the language you use, it drives the flows, it drives your pricing model, it drives your marketing, it drives how you build it, how you spend your time on the onboarding process and that sort of thing. What data you need to collect at the beginning in order to create the network effects in the later stages of the experience, 4 minutes later, 8 days later. You've got to anticipate that. So yeah, it's at the core of your thinking strategically about everything you're doing.